I am so glad that you are here. Again, welcome to the Girls Night In online. I am Sophia Esquivel, and today we are discussing discover your gift and ways to earn from it. Okay? So I know that all of us have something special, okay, that we can actually monetize on. So we're going to get into that today. But I am a wife, a mother of 6 children. Yes, y'all heard that right. 6 children. I am the only child. So when I had 6 children, my mother was like, oh my goodness, you have just made up for what I didn't do, right? So mother of 6. Also, I am a coach, a consultant, and an entrepreneur. Whew, that's a lot in one breath, right? But I'm here to tell you, even with all of that, I still am able to make sure that there are things that I have been gifted to do that I can exercise and be able to make things come to pass in my life. Okay, so if I can do it, I know you can do it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is your gift. First, before we start these questions, you should have your composition book and a pen, because I want you to write down the questions and the answers, okay? And if you are not able to get all of these questions and answers done here, just make sure that you write them all down and you can answer them in your spare time as well, okay? Once you answer these questions, you're gonna know what it is that you have a gift to do, okay? So we're gonna start with number 1. What are your abilities? What are your skills, right? So what did you go to school for? And or what are those special things that you have a natural ability to do? Okay? So I want you to write that down. What are your abilities and your skills? Okay? Now, just to give you an example of myself, my background is marketing and PR. I have over 20 years of experience in that area. In shopping center industry, in just arts, organizations in general, doing marketing for those particular organizations, right? So with that, I already know that I have a gift to do marketing, a gift to do PR, right? And there's certain areas in which I do that. So what are your abilities and gifts? What are your abilities and skills? Write those down for me, okay? Number 2, what have you mastered or overcome? Sometimes the abilities that we have, those are great things, but there's also things that you have mastered, things that you have overcome in your life, right? That no one else has overcome. And they didn't overcome it in the way that you did. Write that down. That is an experience and a transformation that you have had. Okay? Third question. What comes natural to you that is hard for others? What comes natural for you that is hard for others? So I'm just going to give some examples. When my children go to my mother's house, they love her macaroni and cheese. Now, of course, I make it too, but they're like, it's the way grandma makes it, right? So that's just an example of something that you make that is natural for you to make, but it's hard for others to do it. Think of examples in your life that your friends will call you and they'll be like, I need you to make a certain dish, or I need some advice. I need this particular thing from you. And they always call you. Write that down. That is very important. because these questions are formulating and showing you what is that special thing that you have that if John does it or Sally does it, they couldn't do it like you. Okay, write that down. Fourth question, okay? And I just encourage everybody just to write as I'm going through them, because I know that you probably won't be able to get them all down at this particular time. And if you are able to, you are awesome, okay? It probably take me a little bit more time. So question number 4. What can you do with your eyes closed? What can you do? So when your children or your friends come to you and they ask you, listen, I need some help with this event. What is the specific thing that they ask you? Is it how to decorate? Is it the organization of the actual event? Is it, making the food menu? Is it marketing the actual event? What is it that they ask? What is it that you can do with your eyes closed? Just take a minute, close your eyes. What is it that you can instruct somebody to do, and you don't need any paper or pen to do it? That is something special that you have. Okay? 5th question, and I kind of touched on this earlier. What do your friends say you're good at? A lot of times we do things, in our everyday that we don't realize that we're good at that. When it's explaining something to someone, or taking on a certain task that nobody else can do. And I want you guys to hear the through line in which these questions are being asked. What is that one thing that keeps coming out in your answers? That is a gift. Okay, that is something special that you do. And I just want to say this, as if you are a mother, when you are at home and if you are raising your children, you're a stay-at-home mom, or if you're a working mom, there's things that you may do around the house that you think, man, that's not really special, but it actually is. Okay, there are many mothers, many women that have created certain products and certain services that have just catapulted in this market today. And a lot of times those very ideas will happen right in your home. It's based off of a need. Sometimes there are these grand ideas, and you have to see it for what it is. There are things that we are, and this is just a side note, there are things that we do in our everyday life that will bring tremendous wealth into our homes. But because we don't see it as that, we never pursue it as that. And there's something that in general, when you have a dream and you have a goal in mind, those dreams have to have action, or they will be just dreams. We are sitting in a time right now in history where it is like no other. This is, for a lot of us, it hasn't happened in this lifetime, being in a pandemic. But those very things that may look like it's closing in is the very time that great ideas or visions are birthed. And so see everything in your life as, man, this could be something. And don't shove it away, okay? I'm also an encourager. So probably throughout this, I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to inspire you, okay? 6th question, what strength do you have that your friends always need from you. Okay? Do you have a friend that may call you about relationship advice? Can I get anybody's hand up? Anyone? Do you have a friend that just is in need of counsel? You may be a coach. You may be someone that every time they call, you always have the answer. That's not for everyone. Remember why they are calling you, and remember the advice that you give. Those very things are important, because that means that that's something that you have inside of you. It's nothing that you went to school for, per se, but it's something that is deep inside of you that you are able to give at any moment. That is a gift. Number 7. We're on number 7, okay? What are the lessons learned that you have shared, that you share with your children, that you want them to remember? Every time, I'm going to give you an example. Do I have any women or anyone that has children that have went to college or have left the house in general, ready to embark on a different situation, life-moving situation? Raise your hand. Let me see if I can see everybody a little bit clearer. Okay, raise your hand. Awesome. Yes. So think about it. What have you poured into them for those, if it's 18 years, if it's 25 years, hopefully it's not 30 or 40 years, right, that they have been in the home. But what have you poured into them? What are those things that you want them to remember when they go out into the world to not forget? Those are things that you have put together. And when I get into this other side, you're going to see where I'm headed with this. Those are things that are inside of you that you can pass down to your children. Legacy, whatever it is. Okay? So think of all of those things, that specific gift, that specific thing that you always pass down. And we can kind of, just as a review, going through all of these questions, you're going to hear a through line, a track record that you give to someone else. Those are the things that you have inside of you. That's the gift. That's the purpose. Okay? All right, so I'm going to move over here. I hope everyone has been able to get most of these questions, because I definitely want you to take some time, even after this, and review them again. And it will show you what it is that you are very good at. What is that gift that you can pass to someone else? All right, so I'm going to go on this side. Now, the second part is ways to earn income. Once you find out what is it, what that gift is, here's where you can put these ideas. So I'm going to give you an example. Okay, number 1 is a class. That specific gift, when I said you can do this with your eyes closed, you would jot down step by step in your class how to actually do what it is that you do. So for example, we talked about, a favorite dish or a certain recipe, right? Or if it's a juicing recipe, whatever it may be, you're able to break it down in a class to someone else. So what you know, you should be able to teach someone else. That's a way that you can do that online. Hit Girls Night In online. This is just one avenue, right? And they're good at what they do. Teach a class. You are well able. If you can do it with your eyes closed, if you say it to your friends all the time, you are able to show someone how to do what you do best. Number 2, write a book. Now, in parentheses, I have a children's book, right? That can just be an example. So I want to show you how you're able to transfer what it is that you do well into a book, right? It's the same as the class. You're able to break down how to do what it is that you do. And you can do that in a book. What have you overcome? What have you mastered? Right? So we see a lot of people writing books. We see, guides and different tools that people use to communicate what they are gifted in doing. Why not you? And all you have to do is break it down step by step. 9 times out of 10, you have already done that. You know, those notebooks that you use and you write down, here's, you make different instructions or have different instructions for your children or for whomever. You'll write it down and you already have it in a notebook. Take that information and transfer it into a book. Sometimes when we're thinking, oh, I have to write a book, we're thinking, oh, I have to start from start to finish. No, you've written it already. You've experienced it already. Trust yourself and write it. Number 3, an ebook. And one more thing. Let me just say this about the children's books. If you have children and they have written papers in school on their favorite subject, that is a book. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Write it and put it in a children's book because they've already written the paper. An ebook. Take that information. They're a lot shorter than the actual books. It's the same thing. The things that you have mastered, the things that you have experienced, you put it right into an ebook. It would be a smaller version of an actual book. Then number 4, a product. That's something that I mentioned earlier. You have things that you have come up with in your home that no one else has thought of. Now, there's many variations of different products, and we've seen it on the market. But what is unique about your specific product? That makes sense? Raise your hand if it makes sense to you. Awesome. And then a business. A lot of times we look at those experiences and you don't see yourself as a particular business owner, but you are, because you've been operating in that, but you haven't been profiting from that. Does that make sense? You've already been operating as a business by answering the calls, by doing those things that are natural to you. But you haven't moved in actually getting a profit for it. There's so many people that give information away, and that's good. And that's right, because we are to share our gift with the world. But there's also a profit that should come into your house for what it is that you know and what you already do. Okay? so number 6, and just a side note, when I spoke about the books, I remember my mother saying to me, if I was going, just in life, walking from one, level of my life to another, and I needed some time or needed to do different things, she would say, write it down. And what she didn't realize, and she probably does now, is that writing was actually things that prepared me to write a book or to write an ebook, right? It's good for us to write things down because you never know if it's an idea or if it's a book that you're going to write or a product that's going to come up later on in your life. Continue to write. Okay, number 6. If you have someone that calls you all the time and you're able to give her that advice, why not do it on another level? There are so many podcasts that you are able to be a part of. I know a couple, and I can definitely share that with you all at a later time. But there are so many different podcasts that you can start. Create your own platform. You probably already do it at home or talking with your friends or talking with coworkers about certain subjects that really matter and that really give transformation for people. Your gift is making room for someone to soar, to flourish. But when you don't see it as that, then it doesn't move forward. So I'm here to tell you, everyone that is in this class, you have a gift to share with someone that needs it. And I encourage you to look at all of these different ways and see which way fits for you. If it's not one, then it could be all 7, or it can be 2 or 3. But what you have is worth putting into these ways to earn income. Don't let it waste away. You were given it for a reason, and someone needs it. A course. Now, a course is very, a little different than an actual class. Classes are a little, they're either 30 to 40 minutes. But when you do a course, sometimes it's from maybe 7 or 6 modules, because you are taking someone from A to B. That means that you are transforming their life. How did you get from A to B? Okay? It's just like with someone wanting to, lose weight. Well, what was the mindset that they needed to lose that weight? That's your first module, mindset. The second is, how did you continue that? And that's something for you to come up with. But when you do a course, people want to see a transformation. How did you do what you did? How did you lose the weight? How did you overcome your fears? Right? Or how, and people, I get this question all the time. How do you raise 6 children? Come find out. Right? So that's a course. So I hope you understand just all of these different ways based off of these questions. And let me turn here again. All of these questions, these 7 questions, you should be able to kind of see a through line, a track record of who you are based on how you answered these questions. Okay? And then these 7 ways that you can take who you are and put them into all of these ways, it will be phenomenal. You are the enterprise. You have a gift. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and just open the chat and just see some of the questions, if there were some questions. Let's scroll up here. So sorry. Okay. Okay. And if you have any questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat. I didn't see any at this time. Okay. Let me see. Okay, I'm looking at these questions. Give me 1 second. Okay. So I'm going to answer it. There's one here. Okay. How do you schedule your time to keep up with kids, business, busy schedules? Great question. Well, for me, I have to actually block time. So before children, I was not an early riser, but I am now. So I get up early. A lot of times I get up between 6 and 7. It is a alarm clock that I don't even need a watch for. Wake up and spend my time. I take a walk most of my days, or go run or jog, get my mind together, spend time, in the Word. That's what I do. And then work in the morning. So there's times that I block before I get the children up. Then after I get the children up, especially because we're in summertime, but school is fastly approaching for all of us. There's time that I take in the afternoon. So I have blocks of time in the morning, after I do my run, spend time, settle myself, 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours during the afternoon time, and then in the evening, I set about 2 hours as well. So that's how I kind of do that with the children, because I want to make sure that I have specific time for them and be present at the time that they are up, so I can be who I'm supposed to be to them, and also to my husband as well. Okay, because they're always, grabbing attention, needing attention, and I need their attention as well, right? So I'm making sure that I have specific time that I have with them. So when I am working, I'm not, not able to be around them because I am working, if that makes sense. Okay. And someone said, have you done all of these ways of earning and find it better to do a bit of each, or focus on one or a few ways? I have done probably about 5 of these. There are some that I'm actually working on right now. I'm in the midst of getting an app, which will be my own platform. And I encourage everyone to do that. Find your platform. That's why I said here, a podcast, a course. Those things are good for you to do, because it is a way to earn funds that you can direct, that you are able to, have a ongoing schedule that you're able to run on your own. and you set the price for that. Okay, you can go and look out on the internet and see what people are charging for that specific ability or that specific skill, or, you know, an idea that you have come up with. You can look that up and see what prices are comparable. But see, this is something that you can direct and navigate on your own. Okay? A lot of people, we have careers, but we also have things specifically that we can direct and work from online at home. I was in corporate America for a little while, right? And you know, you have a certain schedule that you're going by. But when you have your own gift, you're able to direct it. And the income is, you know, far beyond what you would actually have in a specific career. So I encourage everyone. We know, like I said, based on everything that is happening, there were at least 40 million people out and you know, signing up for unemployment. So this should, you know, really be a wake-up call to a lot of people. You have to make sure that you have different streams of income. Okay? Let me check this and make sure I get everybody's questions. Thank you for asking. And it is better to focus on, you know, one at a time. Okay, so whatever is easier, it's the same as the questions that I have asked. Whatever is easier to focus on, allow this for you to be able to transfer information easier. Okay, so if you already have something that you have written, an ebook, you can do that. You can go right on Canva and write your book and finish it right on Canva with all the artwork that they provide. There's a lot of more companies that do provide an easier way to do it. Would love to share that with you as well. And okay, here's one question. Does your gift keep repeating in conversation or posts, or just in simply things you do or listen to? Not sure how that is being asked, but let me take a shot at it. Does your gift keep repeating in conversations? Okay, so just like I said before, let me give an example. What are your abilities and skills? Now, you may be a great counselor, okay? And able to, you know, help people if it's in relationships, if it's in, you know, just coaching people professionally. You'll see that in a through line where what have you mastered or overcome? Okay, you can be a great coach, but what actually are you coaching them in? Is it business? Is it, you know, like I said, relationships? Is it coaching as far as sports? Whatever that may be, you'll see it in your conversations, okay? You start with your abilities because those are the things that you're very good at. But there's other things that come out of what you do and what you say every day, okay? In your actions, not really what you say, but in your actions, okay? And when you say platform, can that be amongst a friend group? Yes. So there's many platforms we all know on Facebook, you know, and I'm just giving that as one platform, but that is a platform that is not owned by you. Okay, so when I speak specifically about a platform, when I say, okay, I'm looking into getting a mobile app, that's a platform that I would own. Now, someone else would host it, but I'm able to give the notifications. I'm able to, you know, conduct when the marketing plugs come out. I'm able to let people know about different products. Okay, when we get on Facebook and Instagram, those are platforms that we're on those. We manage what we have on those. But someone owns Instagram. Okay? And so I encourage you to have a platform that you own, that you're able to direct, that you're able to pave a way for other, maybe women entrepreneurs or mothers that are entrepreneurs. And that is my avenue in which I love to help women. I love to help moms in business. And so I'm creating a platform for them to advertise and to be able to, use their gift to make a profit off of it. Okay? But first, remember, your gift is to be shared with others. The second is, if you have something that is viable and important, you are also able to bring that wealth into your home. Don't forget that. Okay? All right, is there any other questions? Well, if that has been helpful, please raise your hand and let me know. Awesome, awesome. I really appreciate you all being here today. I am honored to be here with Girls Night In online, and I hope that this has ignited something in you. Everybody has a special gift. We were not put on this earth to just exist. And I want all of us to know that. Stir up what gift you have in you. And look at me as an example. I have 6 children. Me and my husband have 6 children. Now my first order of business is to care for my family and to take care of my children in general. But I have gifts and I have aspirations. And I could probably go on and on to tell you all of them. But they will not die because I am taking care of my family as well, because I am pouring into my children to go and fly and soar and do their best. But I have to take that is same advice and soar, because it's for our family and it's for others as well. Okay? I hope y'all enjoyed today. Again, this was Discover Your Gift and Ways to Earn from It. I hope you leave this seminar with just a different perspective when you look at the gifts that you have inside of you, the abilities that you have inside of you, and don't just settle for a career only. It can be a career and also other things that you do, because I guarantee you those things will supersede that. Thank you so much.